Why are you here? Is it for me? Or for her? We can talk. Right. Or we can begin your treatment.
A silent treatment, I hope.
You're an investigator, right? We'll investigate. What do you want to know? Is this where I conduct my research? Yes. Are the answers to your disease here?
You know, I do have a question. When's the last time you brushed your teeth?
You are an ignorant fool. Do you believe in human evolution? I have devoted my life to studying it, while you have devoted your life to failure. You're a dead man walking.
Hey, can you hear me?
Leon, I've been trying to reach you.
Sorry, I was a little tied up. Did you go to ask for it?
The floor plan? Yeah, sending it now.
I had to talk to Victor. He is batshit crazy. Gotta make my way to his office.
What's up, you guys? This is One Classic Gamer here. Welcome me to RE9 Requiem Insanity Difficulty Part 3. So, starting things off here, we're back with Leon again at last, but it's going to be very short-lived, unfortunately, because, as you guys know, the first half of this game, we don't really get to play as Leon as much as we play as Grace, but, you know, the bulk of Grace's sections were in the last video, and there is definitely going to be some stuff with Grace in this video. I mean, a majority of this video is going to be with Grace, but the first 20 minutes-ish of this video is going to be with Leon. It's just, you know, the first half of the game. Leon's sections are shorter, and Grace's sections are longer, but, you know, we got a lot to cover in this video, just like the last one. We're pretty much gonna get very, very close to being done with the Rhodes Hill section in this video. We're gonna be doing, you know, this section, the whole underground section, and I'm gonna be ending things off with the helicopter crash, basically. Spoiler, I guess, but not really. I mean, if you guys want to enjoy the story, then you're more than likely going to be watching my no commentary version when it goes up at the same time. So, starting things off here, we got a boss fight against Chunk up here in the attic, and this took me a couple of tries to do. definitely. It's not the hardest part, but you know, it can definitely get a little bit of a. It can take a little bit of getting used to, which is why I recommend having this shotgun, the I forgot what it's called, the W8 TAC or whatever. You guys know what shotgun this is. Always go for headshots every single time. You have a few seconds to actually shoot him there in the face while he is putting that body down, and if you can get him down like this, you can just unload your entire, you know, I don't want to say clip, but the shells that we have left before you come in and do this knife attack. You know, a lot of, you know, this boss is basically just getting as much damage as you can done on him, you know, in the very, very beginning, so that later on we can have a little bit of an easier time basically putting him down. I was a little slow there, but we got a ton of shots off on him, and I would say his health is probably already like halfway depleted at this point. So I took the pistol out to continue. Once he starts doing that like belly flopping attack, then, you know, I would say you're about halfway through the fight. But yeah, I mean, once you get the hang of it, this fight is actually pretty dang easy. Even on Insanity, you just got to come into it prepared. And I wasted that grenade there for no reason. I mean, I'm sure it did some damage, but you really want to go for the head. When he's climbing up, if you shoot him in the face, he'll fall down like this, allowing you to jump on top of him and get some damage in with the hatchet. So yeah, we're kicking his ass right now. If you can jump down here, there's some more shotgun shells right there, and they give you plenty of ammo, even on Insanity. So just keep moving around. Don't get grabbed by him. I don't remember if he does, like, if it's like an instant kill when he grabs you, but, you know, you definitely do die a lot faster. I would also recommend trying to grab the ammo up there while you can, because at this point he has destroyed the ladder, so we can't get back up there. But he's dead now, so that's Chunk. Chunk is now dead. And yeah, it feels great, definitely, to be back to Leon for a bit, because when we go back to Grace again, I'm gonna be moving slow as hell. So I guess I just want to inform you guys, even though I have already kind of talked about this a little bit, there was originally live commentary, and I was, for a point in time, going to do live commentary for these videos. And during my live commentary, you know, you can basically hear what I was thinking out loud as I was taking a lot of time pausing and whatnot. But I'm saving the live commentary for the death montage now. We've pretty much looted this area, and we can get out of here. So yeah, that's Chunk. He is donezo. And as a matter of fact, I said we were going to have to wait till part 3 to find this out, but I didn't get the, what are they called again? The things that give Leon points in this video, unfortunately. And here we got a brand new note up here. This is where you get the basement safe code, by the way. So I'm going to be unlocking that later on in the video as Grace. It kind of confused me when I was playing the game initially on my first run, because I straight up just thought that the basement safe code, like, you actually had to find it as Grace. And I don't know, I just kind of disregarded that when I was first playing the game, because I did actually find it in my first run, but I didn't make the connection that, oh shit, we already have the basement safe code. I thought we actually had to find it with the document and whatnot, but no, you actually find it as Leon. So yeah, I am going to search the cabinets, but I'm not going to get the I always forget what they're called. The tracking wristband things that give Leon points. You guys know what I'm talking about. We unlocked, I think, 2 of them in the last video. But yeah, these guys also drop antique coins. It feels so good to, like, come through this area again and, like, kick all these enemies, like, kick their asses, basically. I can't talk, man. It's 11:29 p.m. and when I am done with this, it's going to be probably almost 1 a.m. because this is another, like, 90-minute long video, pretty much. So I need to just stop talking about it and focus on what we're actually doing in the gameplay. But there's really not much to commentate on here. Tracking module is what it's called. So that note right there tells you where the pantry key is. Interesting that it doesn't count as a whole other note because initially, I believe on standard, it tells you that the pantry key, is on the chef. So that's how you know that you have to kill the chef in order to get the pantry key. But if you guys watched part 2, then would recall that the pantry key is not on the chef on Insanity. There's where the other gun is, by the way. We are going to be getting that as Grace, but that's besides the point because it's not relevant right now. The pantry key is actually found in the one room where the waiting room is, basically, on Insanity, and you do have to do a little bit more searching for it, but I don't know. It doesn't count as an extra file, so yeah, these guys are not here, weirdly enough, so we're going to get this shit open. I think one of them is in, like, the dining room area. Yeah, there is a zombie patrolling in the dining room area. So if you guys can recall, one of the tracking modules is up in the conference room, and the other one is down at, like, the bottom of the stairs where leading up to the conference room. So if you can remember to go and, like, get them, I would definitely recommend going to pick those up for the extra points. But even if you don't, like I said, this part is very, very short. It doesn't last that long. We don't have that much to do. So, yeah. What are we doing? We're going to the item box right now to upgrade some stuff. What are we going to upgrade here? How many kills we got? We already got 6 kills. Dang. Leon is an animal. I swear. He's a monster. I don't know why I said monster like that. So we're going to get the machine gun, the stir thing, whatever the fuck it's called. And you could buy Requiem ammo, but we don't have the Requiem right now. Grace still has it, and if you buy it as Leon, they're not going to give you Requiem ammo like with Grace, so you kind of just have to work with what you got here. I don't think I'm really going to mess around with that much stuff, but yeah. Now we're going to open up the cabinet in the pantry, and then we're going to go upstairs. So we're going to use that herb, which is not going to really refill our health at all, annoyingly. But yeah, if you feel like you're up to it, I would definitely recommend going through the hallway to your left there to get through the pantry to kill these enemies, so that when you come through here as Grace, you don't have to deal with them. But even if you don't, it's not really that big of a deal. So the game saves quite, like, frequently when you're playing as Leon. As you can see, every time you, like, walk into, like, a whole, like, new area, the game basically saves or auto saves. So we got some shotgun shells, and they are just, like, stocking us up with ammo, which is good for us. And now we are going to go upstairs. So I figured I would just keep all this in because, like I have said 3 times now, which means I can't mention it again after this. This part with Leon is super short. It's literally like the first 20 minutes of the video, and then the rest is back on to Grace. So yeah, remember, I don't know where that guy came from. Literally just out of nowhere. But we took him out pretty easily there. Damn. Leon, I love the way he reloads the shotgun, dude. I can't get over it. Whoever was in charge of the shotgun reload animations, those people deserve a raise, man. I would take your pistol out here to, like, shoot this barrel and not waste the shotgun shells. I forgot that that guy was up there, but the shotgun also works. So, yeah. One thing I'm actually curious about, I still don't know if this is actually doable, but, you know, these doors weren't unlocked before, but later on, we're going to have one more opportunity to run through this area as Grace, and I was thinking about this as I was putting this video together, but, like, I'm wondering if you can actually come up here as Grace and, like, walk around and stuff and, like, you know, come through here. I mean, I don't imagine, I imagine you probably can't do much up here. Maybe you can, like, siphon some blood. I don't know. That guy doesn't get up yet, annoyingly, but there's really nothing we can do there. He will be getting up in a sec. I like to take these enemies out ahead of time so that we don't have to deal with them while we're waiting for the door to open. This is an example right here of how annoying the blister heads are on Insanity. This guy, I literally went through, like, pretty much all of my ammo taking these guys out. And they do that lunge slash swipe attack that is so fucking annoying. I swear it is so irritating. It is easily the most annoying attack in the game, and I'm gonna go through, like, all of my machine gun ammo, like, fighting this guy. And like I said, it's really hard to get a shot on them when they're doing that. You can actually parry that attack, by the way, if you time it well enough. I do think I managed to pull it off later on in the game on another blister head during, like, the Raccoon City section. But yeah, they do that attack a lot. They resort to that attack a lot. And as you can see, I am just going off on this guy with the hatchet, and he is just taking this shit like nothing. I mean, these blister heads, in my opinion, on Insanity are the most irritating enemies to fight. I don't even know what the hell that was. But we're about to take him out with the pistol, and boom! I love that. I love it when their heads pop like watermelons. Man, what is wrong with me? Nothing. Nothing's wrong with me. I like me some Resident Evil violence, dude. It's satisfying. So we got another guy here that can get up, so it's best just to take him out right now. I'm gonna, you know, double or triple tap him with the machine gun to wake his ass up. And then we're going to get a sick finishing animation there on him. I love it when that happens. And at this point, there are still, I believe, 3 enemies left. 2 of them are in the room where we're going to pull the lever. We're going to wake their asses up and take them out before we have to deal with them. And then, like I said, that other guy that I shot in the face won't get up until you pull the lever. But if you take all the enemies out ahead of time, he's literally, like, the only guy that you have to worry about. So this guy will mutate into a blister head. One, I guess, little tip for you guys here with the shotgun: wait until they are fully up before you start shooting them with the shotgun, because as they are mutating, you're not going to do any damage to them, like, whatsoever. So, you know, be patient, wait until they're, like, fully upright, and then unload on them with the shotgun. And this guy is just a regular zombie, so if you shoot him once, he's not going to get up. Yeah, at this point we got 1 enemy left, I believe, if I remember correctly. I'm pretty sure we do. So pull the lever, and this guy is going to come bursting through the window. And this guy does mutate into a blister head, so at this point, this is really, really easy and manageable because, you know, we have done this without, you know, we've taken all the enemies out ahead of time. So once you take that guy out, then you're pretty much set at that point. Jeez, God. We're pretty much set at that point. I'm recording this on April 3rd. It's almost Easter, and I just got done eating a bunch of fucking candy, so I'm going to be burping a lot, or hopefully not too much. I like that animation where Leon, like, looks at the hatchet after he sharpens it. So yeah, that's the end of Leon's section, and we got a little cutscene coming up. So I'm going to not talk for that, and then when we come back, we're going to move on to Grace. So get ready for more stealth.
Pretty sure I found Victor's private office.
Nice work. Lock it up.
Yes, ma'am.
Bingo. I have the IP address. Just give me a minute. And... I'm in.
Okay, hit me. Sherry. You're killing me.
I found some information about our illness. Our
Symptoms confirm a T-virus infection.
Oh, fuck. Well, hey, at least we're in it together, right? All right, what do we got? Help us. Grace, what's she got to do with this?
Hang on, Emily. I'm coming.
Okay, let's do this. And as you can see, we're still at critical health, annoyingly, with one task to rescue Emily. So, I don't know why I paused there. I think because I was a little apprehensive. I was like, man, do I really want to keep going here? This part is about to be rough. And it is definitely rough, but if you watched part 2, then, you know, I briefly mentioned that this part is hard as well, but it's not as hard as the upstairs, in my personal opinion, because I kind of had gotten the hang of the stealth up until this point. So I'm looking around for herbs here, so I'm taking quite a bit of time. I just want to reiterate that this is not a professional run. This is very much a blind run that you guys are watching, with me doing post commentary after the fact, trying to guide you guys through a lot of these parts. So I do know what I am talking about, but what you are seeing with the gameplay and everything may not reflect what I am explaining to you guys, because when I was playing this, I didn't know what I was doing. I was still just kind of figuring this all out. So we found Emily there. We are going to drop a save here, and yeah, we're going to get going with this. So I would recommend storing the blood samples away, the ID wristband away, the other thing that I just stored away. You can also store the diamond quartz, or the door part, away as well. We did a little cut there because this is my successful attempt. I did fail this, I think, once or twice. But first things first, we're going to gather this blood here, and hemolytic injectors are really going to save your ass during this section, just like the upstairs. So it is important just to take it slow and not rush through this, because you don't want to put yourself in a situation where you have nothing and you gotta go through a bunch of guys, because believe me, here what I was doing is, in my failed attempt, I had, I think, gathered at least one or two of the little circuit node things, and what's it called? I was coming through that area, and there is a zombie that does get up. So I was looking for the zombie basically so I could identify the body so I could know which one of them gets up. And I'm basically going to use the hemolytic injector to just inject him right now and get that out of the way so that we don't have to worry about him getting up and bugging us later on. So this guy right here does get up. So use the hemolytic injector on him. And yeah, now we can actually make our way towards the cells again where Emily is. And we got another mini cutscene coming up.
Emily. Oh, thank goodness. Emily! It collects things.
And I had to do a little transition there because when I do actually get to my successful attempt, most of the time I skip the cutscenes, but I still want you guys to see the cutscenes. Like I said, I have said repeatedly, I kind of treat this like its own run and imagine that you guys haven't seen the cutscenes or experience the story, and maybe you want to experience the story still, which if you're watching this version, what the fuck are you doing here? Get off of this video right now. Joint plugs are what those things are called. As soon as you remove that joint plug, immediately get into this cell here because the girl is going to come out and yeah, shit is going to get real now. It's this is it. the action has started, or I mean, the horror, rather. But yeah, what the fuck are you doing here? Go and watch my no commentary version if you haven't seen, this and you want to experience this. I mean, if you're not here for that, if you want some actual tips, then stick around. Watch the rest of this video because I got some pretty good tips, I think, for you guys on this particular section. This section really is not that bad once you figure out a route that works, well enough. Then you can get through this section. I mean, you can really do this whole section super quick, but I was pretty paranoid at this point in time, and I think I recorded this also like pretty late at night, so I was like super paranoid. I did not want to alert the girl. Remember, if the girl gets a hold of you, then it's pretty much instant death on this difficulty. You have a little shortcut to the left there where you can jump up, but we don't really need to do that. So I'm going to do a little bit of a cross dissolve here because I heard the girl moving around and I wanted to wait a little bit until I didn't hear her anymore before, I made a move for the next part. So as long as she is a fair distance away from you, you can walk through most of this. Don't run. I mean, maybe you can run, but I generally would not recommend running because it's very reckless. So you put that joint plug in. I don't know. I have never been attacked in this particular section right here, but I feel like you definitely can be attacked if you're reckless enough. And here you got to be careful because there is a guy roaming around, and for some reason, I tried waiting until the guy was in the little room where the safe is before we took him out, but this guy still ended up doing, he ended up doing damage to me anyway. So, and he does this weird thing where when you're like trying to get him to like go inside, he'll stand by the doorway, but he won't freaking go inside. It's like, dude, what are you doing? You guys are about to see it right now. Like, he's standing by the doorway. You think he's going to go inside, and then he backs up. Like, oh, like there's a force field there or something, and he's going to go inside, and then he backs up like there's a freaking force field or something. Like, bro, what are you doing? Like, bro, what are you doing? Is he going to go inside? Okay, now he's inside. Once he's inside, start aiming for the legs. I mean, it's probably better to wait. Actually, it's better to draw him over here to this part of the room that we're in right now, because we're not going to be able to take this guy out. We don't have any Requiem shots. And this guy, or Requiem bullets, my bad. This guy is going to get up as a blister head later on. So if he's over here, as you guys know, there is another way for us to get into this room. Basically, where like the vent is. If you kill him right here, later on when we're coming back for the last joint plug, which we are going to have to come back into this room, and we're going to have a really like dangerous encounter with the girl. If he is far enough away from you, then he won't mutate into a blister head. So that is one of the few things that I did here that I'm glad that I did, because, you know, that last little step where you have to grab the joint plug is actually pretty tough, and it's good to have a Molotov for that, because the girl is literally going to jump down in front of you, and you have two ways to get out of this room. Either you can go through the vents right, you know, and behind where the girl jumps down, or you can go where the guy jumps out, and it's better to take the vents. So I'm getting a little ahead of myself. So now we're going to open up this safe. I did get a trophy for this, but in a failed attempt. So since this is my successful attempt, you guys are not going to see me earn the trophy. You're just going to see me open this up. That right there is a Mr. Raccoon map. It basically tells you where the missing Mr. Raccoons are. There are two of them that I missed out on in my first run, and to be fair, the two that I missed, make sure you grab this lockpick here, the two that I missed are actually pretty hidden. I mean, they're like in the distance and very, very hard to see, but that map will show you where they are. So if you're having trouble finding them, then you can just look at the map and figure out where they are, basically. So here, as soon as you get next to the other like grate, the girl is going to retreat basically up into the vents. I would recommend jumping over here and putting the joint plug in before you siphon this blood, because she could literally potentially jump down and surprise you here, and you don't want that, because at this point we've gone quite a while without saving. So trust me, you do not want that. You don't want that headache. So I think I'm going to craft another... No, I'm looking at how much it costs to craft a hemolytic injector and how much blood it costs to craft an ink ribbon, and because I want to save. So we're not going to craft a hemolytic injector right now. We are going to grab this joint plug though, because we have two of them now, and as long as you come into this area, you are safe in the light. If you don't stick that one guy with the hemolytic injector like we did earlier, at this point he's going to be up walking around, and it's really hard to deal with him while the girl is around looking for us. And she actually like spotted me here and tried, you know, coming in here to grab me, but it didn't work out for her. So yeah, I got lucky there. So we're gonna go into the safe room and create another save, and move on to the next step of this. And this part I'm really, really going to take my time here. If there are sections of this video and any video on this run in particular where it seems like I am going super, super slow, it's my successful attempt, and two, it's probably because it was my first time doing that part on Insanity, and I was just like, I did not want to risk dying. But, you know, we gotta save, so that means we've made progress. So put the one joint plug in. As you guys know, we can't grab this this thing to unscrew those bolts off where and in that other room quite yet because the water is electrified, but you can come in here and grab this herb, so I would recommend doing that. We're gonna have to go around, put the other joint plug in the first like circuit and push that thing out of the way and come into this room when it's dark, and it's gonna be a whole ass, encounter that we're gonna get into. And now I believe we're gonna go back for the other joint plug right now. And as long as you don't rush, then you should be safe. So just be careful. Don't rush. Be absolutely careful here. I don't know why I'm aiming here, because I thought maybe this guy would be up, but he doesn't get up quite yet. Pretty soon that other zombie is going to come bursting through the cell, so that doesn't happen quite yet. I think it happens once you grab the one thing to like unscrew the bolt, basically. So just take it nice and slow, as always. And yeah, there is a zombie that is kind of like stationary here, and I realized that I had like no space in my inventory, so I was like, you know what? I am like crowded as shit. I need to store some stuff away. Normally I would cut something like this out, but the safe room is literally right there, so I just figured, fuck it, I will leave this in. And I think I'm actually going to drop am I going to drop another save? I don't know if I am or not. No, we don't have the blood for that right now. So we're going to store the ID wristband away. And you can grab this Molotov recipe as long as you are quick enough. I was able to do it without this guy coming after us, but you have to kind of sneak your way over there and run and grab it. I think he's actually looking at the TV, which is kind of funny. So I did a little bit of transition here because I was like very uncertain as to what to do here. I mean, if you waste your ammo, that is potentially bad. So I kind of sneaked in here, ran up, grabbed it, and then I basically just ran away, and he didn't spot us. Did he just say bastards? What the hell? So now we're going to make our way towards the first area where we can put the joint plug in. And yeah, the girl can potentially jump down here, but thankfully, in my case, she didn't. And it gave me just enough time to, put that in and get in here. So there's nothing in here for us to grab, sadly, but this room is going to save us in a minute. So push this out of the way, and we're about to go grab this thingamajig that I seem to like. I can't remember what it's actually called. And as you can see, I'm very, very like nervous here. You can tell just by looking at my like the way I'm controlling Grace that I'm just like, oh, what's gonna happen? That's just the craziness of insanity. Make sure you siphon this blood. The girl won't jump out here until you basically, start making your way back. It's kind of like a scripted encounter. So, yeah, I crafted a hemolytic injector there so we can siphon the rest of this blood. And what is this thing called again? What am I doing? This thing is called the square socket wrench. How am I supposed to remember that? That was actually kind of a tricky one to remember for some reason. I don't know why I'm getting so obsessed with the names of these like disposable items that you pick up. So just throw a bottle over there, and after she jumps down and starts like chewing on this body, she'll go over and investigate the noise, and then you can make a run for this little squeeze through, and you should have just enough time to get through here. It's really annoying though because Grace like actually like really takes her time, and she like spotted us there, but we got away from her. Now what could happen here is when you pull out this joint plug, she could jump down right in front of us in the area ahead of us. And when that happens, you literally have no other option but to just wait until she, jumps back up into the ceiling. But here I got a little lucky and, she didn't do that. I don't know if bumping into these shackles, like hanging from the ceiling, I don't know if that actually alerts her or not. I mean, I know in like RE4 remake, for example, when you're dealing with the Garradors, for example, like those guys do get alerted when you see here she jumped down right in front of me, but I was able to throw a bottle and distract her. The Garradors do get like that one, like for example, the one, I don't know why I'm talking about RE4, but that one example in the beginning of like when you encounter the first Garrador, he will hear you when you bump into the chains and whatnot, but the girl I don't think is as sensitive, so I had a little bit of a scary situation here with this guy who kind of got in my way, and I thought I was like made here and that I was gonna screw this part up, but thankfully I got really, really lucky and fortunate. You guys are gonna see, I mean, you can feel how nervous and frustrated I am here during this part. I got this guy in the legs and I managed to kick him back into the cell, so I ran to try and take this out, but Grace kept moving around. I was like, damn it, stop moving, stop moving, stop moving, take the freaking joint plug out, and she's literally just like all slippery, so I had to I was panicking there, but thankfully I was able to get here into the safe room. You do have to wait a little bit for him to go away. And I don't know where this guy went, but he literally just vanishes into thin air here. Then again, I don't come through this section ever again, or I don't come through it again until the very, very end of this section when we're playing as, when we're carrying Emily out of here. I apologize for my commentary, you guys. I'm doing my best, but I figured I would just stick this out and try to get this done so that I can get this video exported. I mean, I'm going to have to export 2 separate versions of these videos, which means it's going to take double the time. Stick that guy with the hemolytic injector. We're going to use the square socket wrench to get that open. And once you put both of these joint plugs in, we can now move on to a pretty chill part of this section. We don't have much to worry about here, and this was my second or third attempt going through this part, so I'm moving a little bit quicker again. I think the most annoying section in this entire underground part of the game is the processing area, the meat grinder section. That part really I fucked that part up quite a bit. And we're about to get there, but we have to get through the whole room with the hanging bodies first. But there's not much to worry about here in this particular part. I'm just taking my time, but also, trying not to waste too much time at the same time. So we've got some blood. We can siphon here. I think I'm gonna craft another hemolytic injector. It's very smart to do that because there's gonna be another zombie that's gonna appear right in our way, and we're gonna have to kind of bait him towards us and get him with the hemolytic injector so that he doesn't cause any problems. Use this forklift key here to get in here because we can, grab some stuff, and another hip pouch for some extra inventory slots. And sadly, we can't grab this joint plug quite yet, so we're going to have to go all the way around to the other forklift to basically get it, which means we're going to have to go back. But most of this return trip is not that bad. It's just there's one guy, like I said, that they kind of stick in your path, and jump scare. Just kidding. Peekaboo. She actually tried to get us there. Man, if she could actually get through that, then we would have been cooked there. So, when you're coming back this way, there's going to be another zombie that's going to be in our way. And like I said, it's very helpful to have a hemolytic injector here because I actually died to this guy. So don't take those joint plugs out quite yet. Instead, what we're going to do is we're going to take our pistol out and we're going to aim at the zombie and basically... Actually, no, we're not going to do that. We're just going to stick it with the hemolytic injector. You can also bait it towards you into the light if you don't feel confident enough. But if you can get up behind it, then you can use the hemolytic injector to take it out. Now we're going to take these 2 joint plugs out and we're going to get moving. I kind of stopped in my tracks here because I heard the girl moving around, so I didn't want to make any crazy moves. I kind of just wanted to wait just a little bit for her to like go away. You can actually see her there moving around. If you don't feel confident that you're going to be able to like sneak by her without her, you know, catching up to you, you could in the light just basically shoot her a couple of times and then like bait her to like come into light so that she, you know, retreats up into the ceiling for a bit. And that'll give you enough time to basically go and, you know, progress and do what you need to do here. So instead, I'm just going to drop another save. And, yeah, now we're doing this part. So get ready because the next 4 minutes are going to be pretty intense. Grab these 2 joint plugs and... don't waste any time here because, as you guys know, she could literally jump down at any moment and attack us. I've never had an instance where I've been like right below one of the spots where she jumps down and like been killed that way, but I really don't want to find out how terrifying that is, especially on this difficulty. She is going to jump down here though, not in front of us, but in the room ahead, and she kind of scared me a bit here, and I was like, oh man, I'm going to retreat because fuck this. And at this point, if you, I don't know why, I was going to grab that for a second. If you head up this way, the one zombie behind the bars is going to like actually fall down. So we're definitely not going to go that way. We're basically going to have to sneak past the girl and get the 1 joint plug into the other circuit so we can turn the lights on before she catches up to us. This part is actually not that hard because, as you guys can remember, in this room there is a separate room to the side where the safe is. So you basically, she kind of like goes on like a scripted path here, back and forth. She's not going to see us when we're back here, but I still wouldn't have the flashlight on because it's super risky. Basically, we're going to wait until she heads back towards the forklift. Then we're going to go into the one room, wait until she comes back. I paused here because I was actually scared and terrified. I was like, man, I can't handle the stress. But this part really isn't that bad. Just do what I do and you'll be just fine. Wait until she comes this way. She's not going to spot you here as long as you're behind cover. And she's going to turn around. And as soon as she turns around, come into this room to the side and wait until she comes back. As soon as she comes back and goes by us, we're going to slip behind her and make a run straight for the console where we put the joint plug in. Or you can creep just a little bit, but if you take too much time here, she's going to spot you and come after you. So just stand up, walk, and you should have enough time to put this in and get the lights back on. And that'll get her out of our way for this part. Now we're going into the room with the hanging bodies. So we are almost done with this section. So if you guys have made it this far and, you know, find these tips helpful, I would definitely, you know, encourage you guys, please, to like this video, share it, subscribe if you haven't. You know, I always put a lot of work into these videos, even though I'm going to repeat it again. This is not a professional run. I am, you know, verbally walking you guys through this as best as I can. This part coming up right now is extremely nerve-wracking, and I was able to actually, like, craft a bottle here, but I completely missed and wasted it. But it didn't matter because I was still able to do this part and take care of this zombie. But you don't have a lot of room to move around here, and there's a zombie that is going to drop down here in a scripted section. So if I were you, I'd craft an empty bottle and do not miss. Throw the empty bottle at the zombie and push him down to the ground, because this guy is bullet spongy just like all of the other zombies in this mode. But if you do miss, keep going for headshots and do your absolute best to not get grabbed here. I got very, very lucky. I don't know how I survived this part. But remember, like I said in the last video, if you get grabbed from behind, then most of the time you should be fine. But yeah, that basically takes out that guy. And now we can move this thing out of the way, pull the lever, and progress to the processing room. Up ahead, another zombie's going to drop down, but if you're quick enough, you can avoid him, and that's exactly what we're going to do, because I do not have enough ammo to deal with this guy right now. Like, I barely made it through this section, as you guys can tell. So when you feel like it's safe, start following these body bags, and yeah, this part right here, another zombie will drop down here, but like I said, I didn't feel like I was equipped enough, so I basically just decided to hug this body bag and awkwardly sprint in place so that we could get away from it. And once you get up here, you're pretty much safe. This guy's not going to be able to follow us. So now we're doing this section, the processing room section. I'm pretty sure if you guys have made it this far, seen part 1, part 2, and this part, you know, up until this point, you can imagine this part is a lot harder on Insanity, and it definitely is. And the reason why it's harder is because zombies are constantly going to be getting up here during this part, and, you know, they're a lot more bullet spongy, especially even when you aim for the legs. So it's really, really tough. But thankfully they bless you with a typewriter here, so I was able to drop a save. And yeah, now we're going to drop down and do this shit. So like I said, this part right here is probably the most annoying section in the underground part, I would say. Grab that ammo, grab this Molotov. There's more ammo right here. And generally, I would recommend aiming for the legs so that you can stun these guys and let the drill take them out. But I am also going to be using my Molotov. If you can avoid using the Molotov, which is really, really hard to do, because there's going to be a part, in a couple seconds where 2 of these guys are going to get up at once, and they're really hard to deal with when, they're coming at you in groups, obviously. So here I just wasted the Molotov and said, fuck it. You can bait these enemies into an attack and then sort of like get out of the way. That's a really tricky maneuver to pull off, but very, very helpful if you can pull it off. This guy, I did, pretty, a decent amount of damage to him there with that Molotov because the other guy lit him on fire. And as you can tell, they're really, really hard to stun here. But if you can stun at least one of them and, get basically line the other enemies up, you can, when you kick the one guy or push him, it'll basically, stun the other enemies for you. This part is just, this was definitely one of those parts where I had to, like, put my headphones in and, like, tune the game out because I was getting frustrated. I don't know how long I was stuck here. I think I was stuck on this part for, like, 10 to 15 minutes. I died probably, like, 4, 5, 6, 7 times, potentially. I don't even know. You guys are going to see when my fail montage comes out. But yeah, I got into kind of a conundrum here where the processing finished and these guys were still roaming around, which is kind of a scary situation because we're going to have to grab this joint plug and basically make a run, jump back down the ladder, make a run for the other ladder, and go back to where the typewriter is. So you just have to have a little bit of faith here. If you jump down the ladder to our right and kind of wait for a bit, the zombies will de-aggro and start like doing their like normal patrols, which will give you some time to get to this ladder. I had a kind of a scary situation where I was like, Grace, go up the ladder, please. But, I got lucky there. So here they were still coming after me, so I couldn't drop a save. So one thing you can do is basically crawl into this area where the fan blades are to kind of like get them to de-aggro. Don't walk fully ahead here because if you do, Grace is going to slip and fall and you're going to be in like a whole scripted section. But like I said, if you crawl through here and then crawl back, that'll kind of like de-aggro the enemies and then you can drop another save. So this is it. This is the final push here. We gotta head back now, and I mean we gotta go through this section, which is not bad at all. It's super chill. We don't have to worry about the girl hassling us here or any zombies surprising us here. We just get a fun little blood slide and then gets a cannonball into all of this fucking blood. And I was able to craft some Requiem ammo here. I definitely recommend pulling this lever so that you can siphon this blood down here. But if you're doing a no blood collector run, then this room is just completely useless to you. Then you can pretty much just make a run straight for the elevator. I think they actually give you less blood here on Insanity, but it doesn't matter. So we're going to craft some 12.7 by 5.5 millimeter ammo, which is basically, I don't know why they gave it such a complicated number, bro. Why can't they just put Requiem ammo at the end of the day? It makes no sense. It's so stupid. So yeah, you can craft a med injector there, but I'm not going to mess around with that right now. We do have 2 Requiem shots, so I'm going to use one of them to take out the guy that burst through the cell earlier. And so far, I mean, the route that I've been showing you guys, in my opinion, is like the optimal route, like the best way to get through this with the least amount of risk as possible. Just make sure you're saving blood for those hemolytic injectors, you're taking out the right zombies, and you're not wasting time here. So here I'm going to use the Requiem to take this guy out, and bosh. I don't know why I made that noise. Bosh! That was such a dumb noise. Boosh is a better noise. So once you take that guy out, you can come into the cell, and there's a lot of blood you can siphon in here, and I got lucky, and the girl didn't get up. The guy to our right also can get up, but only if you, like, fuck with him. So don't even mess with him. We're going to use this blood to, I think, craft a med injector. And, yeah. So now we are going to put one of the joint plugs here, and we're going to go this way instead. I mentioned this earlier at the start of this section, but for this last part, we have to go back to grab the last joint plug, and it's best to go this way. So I did a little transition there because I was searching around for Molotovs or anything I could to craft a Molotov, but I couldn't find anything, sadly. So make sure you grab this joint plug before you go through the vents. And yeah, we're in the home stretch now, so this part is super, super intense. This part is why I recommend you save your Molotov if you can, because you're going to need it here. Even though I've read that the Molotov doesn't do shit sometimes to the girl even on Insanity, like the girl is a lot tougher on Insanity. You're going to see later on when we have our boss fight with her that, you know, on Standard it just takes one single Requiem shot to stun her. And this is why you want to go this way and make sure that guy is down over there, because if he's close to us, he will get up as a blister head. So as soon as we remove this thing, the girl is going to drop down in front of us, and we have no other option but to do the ring around the rosy technique with her. So we're going to trigger her to jump down, and we're going to use the forklift basically to kind of bait her one way so that we can run around and get into the vents. You should have just enough time to get in here. She like barely grabbed me there. That part was super, super tough. I failed that part like 2 or 3 times, which basically reset my progress by minutes. But that's it. We're pretty much done with this section now. So pat yourself on the back. We made it through the underground section. Now all we got to do is grab this joint plug over here and make a run for the main, console. And I'm not going to talk for this part because it's super straightforward. All you got to do is just carry Emily and run to the elevator. It's very easy. So I will be back momentarily. If you feel confident enough, just make a run for it and put the joint plugs in, and that's going to start this this whole section here where you got to make the one last little sprint with Emily.
It's me! It's Grace! It's Grace! Calm down. Grace? Yeah. We gotta get out of here. Hold on tight. I'm scared. Why is it so loud? It's gonna be okay. Just don't let go. Come on. Come on. It's just spinning you down. Why won't they close? Stay away! That's faster! Grace? Are you hurt? No. I'm okay. That's good. Good, Emily. What's going on? Grace? Grace? Are you okay? Yeah. How about you? You okay? Here, I kept this safe for you. Thank you. Let's go.
Okay, now we are going to search around just a little bit. You can grab the severed hand. By the way, the severed hand is actually tied to the final puzzle, which if you guys don't know, the final puzzle is like a whole other challenge in this game. It was actually the last challenge that I ended up getting done. But it takes a whole playthrough to get the final puzzle done. Excuse me. It's my second burp of the video. I get one more burp, and then I can't burp anymore. I would recommend going into the security office and setting Emily down here, because some of the zombies are still going to be roaming around here. But basically, we're going to go upstairs into the bar and lounge. We're going to get the other pistol, and we're also going to get some antique coins. We're going to get the blood collector expansion, and that's pretty much it. We're also going to take the blood sample to the blood sampler and do the little puzzle, that annoying ass puzzle. So here we didn't really have to creep, but I was just doing it anyway because you never know, the zombies can get up in this game. But here they didn't get up because we killed them in that other room, so I got lucky there. And this is what I was talking about earlier. I haven't actually tried this out yet, but I'm genuinely curious if you could, it would be cool if you could, go upstairs all the way down the elevator and go and, see Leon, if there was, a whole other, cutscene, but I don't know if that's actually possible. But grab that other gun, and when you open up this safe, you should have exactly 3 antique coins, which will be just enough for us to basically get the blood sampler expansion. But you got to be careful here. If you have been following me, the zombies that we let out of the pantry are still going to be roaming the hallways, so you don't want to mess with them. So just be careful. Here we're fine because we took these guys out as Leon just completely destroyed them earlier. But that's basically where we're going now. We're going to the parlor to get the blood sampler expansion. And after that, we're going to go to the blood collector expansion. The blood sampler is the little machine with the computer where you do the stupid, annoying puzzle. Get it right, man. Jeez. Get it right or just retire this playthrough right now. I'm just joking. So I was just pulling out on my inventory there. I'm super jealous that Emily just gets to sit on the couch while we have to go and do all this stressful stuff. I was also taking my time here because I have not saved since the processing room. So I was very nervous about, fucking this up. But when you get to the underground section, when you're searching for the helicopter key, they do give you autosaves there. So you are lucky and fortunate if you are able to make it there to that point. And here I just figured I would show this, that if you take a little bit of time and just run out the door, you can get out of here without these guys grabbing you. But now we're going to basically head to the records room, to the blood sampler, and I chose to take this way, going from the upstairs, because the enemies were pretty much all taken out here. Did I come here to... Actually, obviously I didn't, because there's still a zombie here, so this was the one cabinet that I kind of missed out on as Leon, but whatever, it's in the past. Nothing that can be done now. So yeah, we're going to do this annoying puzzle that I really don't like. I hate this thing, dude. I really, really hate it. It's ridiculous. But with this, we can craft 30 handgun ammo and rip knives. So if you guys watched the last video, then you know rip knives are very, very valuable because they're extra durable and they have a lot more like power. Basically, they do a lot more damage. So now we can grab Emily and get the hell out of Dodge, or at least escape this section right now. We're not fully done yet because our next objective is going to be finding the helicopter key. So the good news is we're outside now. So yeah. There is also a makeshift knife out here that I discovered on this run. I'm going to be showing you guys where it is. I'm basically running around. If you see me looking around a lot more than usual, it's because at this point I was just super paranoid about losing all of my progress. So I'm like actually searching around for ink ribbons here, but they're not, they are going to give us another ink ribbon, but it's going to be down in the underground like lab where, you have to go through that whole like action set piece where you have to like escape and whatnot. So there is a makeshift knife down here in the water. But yeah, we're about to go meet Harry right now, so I'll be back.
Oh my god.
Hey! Stay right there!
Hey, it's okay. We're not infected.
So you're normal?
I think so.
Thank fuck. Those things still running around.
Who are you?
You don't need to worry about me.
I'm tired.
I know.
That your kid?
What's...
This? Old war wound. I can't run away even if I wanted to.
Can you fly this?
Sure can. My bastard boss took the key. I could fly us all out of here. If you go get it for me. It's in there. I'd go myself, but I can't outrun those things, not with this leg.
Are you lying to me?
What? Have you seen the same shit I've seen? Look, lady, we're out of options here. How much longer do you think any of us can survive?
Can I go back to my room now?
It's not safe.
Hey, we can help each other. I'll protect her. If you get the key, I'll keep her safe. I promise.
It's a deal. Come on. I got you. Ready? No. Come on. Gotta strap you in. Oh, I'm Grace, by the way. This is Emily.
Harry.
Thank you, Harry.
No problem.
I'll be right back.
I really like the extra detail of when you're playing in third person with Grace, how it like transitions out of the cutscenes sometimes. I don't know why. It's such a little thing that when I look at it, I'm just like, man, I really like those little details. You know, as opposed to when you're playing it in first person, you know, it transitions from the cutscene into first person. You know, it's like they didn't need to do that, but they did. They added that extra little detail in there. So here I'm still looking around for ink ribbons because I'm like, man, I really do not want to lose my progress here. There is another thing in this room that I'm like super curious about that I never got to like actually see if you get anything. But there's an hourglass that you can find, and it takes up a whole slot in your inventory, just like the leather box notebook. So again, if it takes up a spot in your inventory, you'd think, you know, that there would be something special about the item that you could look at or examine. But I never actually figured out the use for it. The hourglass is behind the desk, by the way. We're not going to grab it in this run. I'm basically just going straight for the objective, and we're going to go down into the secret Dark Knight Rises area. That's what this reminds me of, to be completely honest. Like, the one freaking... Wasn't there a part... There was also a part like this, now that I'm reminiscing about, you know, the Dark Knight Rises. Somehow got me to think about RE3 Remake. There's a part in RE3 Remake where you go down, and as you can see, the game literally just saved. So if you make it this far, you don't have to worry about losing your progress now because the game auto-saved. But I still didn't trust the game at this point. I didn't want to fuck up and basically, you know, lose all my progress, because at this point, if it didn't save, hypothetically, and I died, I would have to go all the way back to the processing room. So the reason why I am looking around here and taking forever to get on with the story and finding the helicopter keys, because I'm looking for ink ribbons, and they do give you one. Not in this room, they give you one up ahead. So yeah, we are going to find a document here coming up that I missed out on the first time around. I'm not going to read it because, you know, this is post-commentary, and yeah, but I am going to have it up on the screen long enough for you guys to pause it and read it if you want to. The document is right here, and this is our final document that we were missing out on in the Rhodes Hill section. So that's all of the documents in the Rhodes Hill section, which means now we have Raccoon City next, basically, to clear out. And all of the ones that I am missing in Raccoon City are the ones that we're going to discover in the RPD. So the whole open world section is pretty much clear, meaning when we get to that part next, all we have to really do is just run through that part, you know. But I'm not going to run through it. I'm going to take my time, as I always do, because I love this fucking game. This game is a masterpiece, in my opinion. So there's the ink ribbon. And you will have a part where, a scripted section where they will take you to this typewriter, but I didn't remember that, so I decided to just run back and drop a save anyway. So we're going to grab the helicopter key, and we're about to stalk Victor for a little bit and listen in on him and eavesdrop, and then it's going to go into the crazy action-packed set piece. So, get ready.
Yes, Zeno, that's correct. All tests have come back positive. I can confirm that she is indeed the one that we've been searching for. If all goes as planned, Elpis will soon be in our hands. Of course. But first I must initiate the protocol. I've done it. I've done it. I've done it.
The self-destruct protocol has been initiated. All staff will be self-destruct protocol has been initiated. All staff.
That's not good. So obviously if you try to go back through this frickin' door, it's not going to work. So this is the part here where they take you back through here, and if you haven't used your ink ribbon yet, then you can drop a save. You really don't have to rush that much with this part because there are a lot of these, they're not extinguishers, by the way. They look like extinguishers, but they basically just spit out that stuff that gets in the zombies' blood and causes them to explode. The same stuff that's in hemolytic injectors. You can really just take your time here and spray them, but I wouldn't recommend wasting that much time, still, because I haven't seen what happens if you just stand around and wait here. I'm pretty sure you can fail this part, but I don't know. I feel like it'd be really kind of hard to fail this part, so just keep running. When you're holding this thing, it seems like you have a little bit more health than you normally do. But yeah, once you get through here, you're pretty much in the clear, but we're not out of the woods yet. Once you get through this hallway, the game's going to save again. And there is one last little blister head that they're going to throw in your path, like on the main path, as kind of like a fuck you. And I did die having to like deal with this guy, so just be aware that the guy is going to be like in your path. Grace is going to start flailing her arms around here. You're going to come running up these stairs, and up these stairs around the corner there's going to be a blister head. So I tried to get him with my Requiem here, but I kind of failed. If you can get him into that attack where he starts like swiping at you, you can just run right by him. Once you get through the squeeze through, you're pretty much in the clear. Stay to the left here because there's a piece of debris that's going to come falling down, and it actually hit me in this attempt, but it didn't do any damage to me whatsoever. So yeah, once you get up here and start climbing up this ladder, that's pretty much it. There is one last zombie that's going to be in our path, but all you got to do is run right by him. Don't get too close and you should be fine. So that's going to be the end of this video. I'm going to finish things off, with this cutscene coming up. And next time on Resident Evil 9 Requiem, we will pick things up again with part 4. And we will do some more Leon gameplay. So I'll see you guys then. Peace.
You get it?
Yeah.
Good.
Oh my god.
What the fuck did you do?
Grace? Grace, what's happening? It's okay, Emily. I'm here. Emily, it's gonna get a little bumpy. I'm right next to you.
No, lady, I'm gonna need you up front.
No, it's okay, I'm alright.
Come on.
Oh, there are so many of them.
Strap in.
Oh, come on!
What's it look like I'm doing? No shit! Hold tight, I'm taking off! Get off me! Get the fuck off me!